Hey, bike farmers, thanks for clicking in. This video is going to be about how not to travel with your bike. I just picked this up from the airport. Yeah, I was going to fly out to San Francisco for a wonderful weekend of riding. There was a huge snowstorm yesterday morning. It canceled my trip. I managed to get myself off the airplane, but my bike did not get off the airplane. So this box with my bicycle in it went from Madison to Chicago, then Chicago to San Francisco, then San Francisco to Denver, and then back to Madison today. So practically been around the world and back. It's got a notice of inspection from the TSA. Everything went wrong. I did go on the trip. I'm home. I got the bike back. This video, I'm going to show you how to pack the bike up, do all the things as if you're going on a trip. And then at the end, we're going to open this puppy up and see what I've got after a TSA inspection and whatever else they've done. And I hope we all learn a little something from this. I can just imagine the comments now. I would never travel with my bike. Oh my God, you put your Rivendell all around her on an airplane, you fool, blah, blah, blah. Go ahead, give me the comments. I don't care. I love adventure. This is all just part of it. If you don't have the stomach for this sort of thing, just stay home.
I'm gearing up to head out to San Francisco for a long weekend. I've got 3 rides planned. It's going to be multi-surface. I've chosen to take my 1996 Rivendell All-Rounder. This is a 26-inch wheeled road bike. I've got Rene Hurst Rat Trap Pass 26 by 2.3 inch tires on this. Don't knock it till you try it. These things are surprisingly spry. Really like these tires for all road conditions, all road surfaces. This bike has served the purpose of being my touring bike for the past few years. I've taken the fenders off, I've taken the front rack off, I've kind of stripped it down to the bare necessities. I'm gonna try to get it in my travel box. If you pack your bike up properly, most airlines will let you check it like a normal bag. So I think I can travel there and back for 40 bucks each way. I packed up my road bike to ride Teton Pass a few years ago and it went really well. I used this box. So we're gonna try to get this bike in that box. I've done it once before with my road bike. It went very well. This is a little more complicated. I don't really know how this is gonna go. So I thought just because there's a high chance that this isn't gonna work out, it might make for a good video. Okay, so we gotta get the wheels off this thing. We gotta get the pedals off this thing, get the saddle out, and do something about these handlebars. We gotta make these as slim as possible. So here we go. So I'm gonna primarily be on roads or gravel roads. I think there might be a little bit of getting off the beaten path, but nothing too crazy. Weather out there might be rainy, but it's gonna be about 50 degrees. I'm gonna want a place for a thin layer, a windbreaker or something like that. I think I can pretty much live in my long sleeve wool jersey. Maybe some knee warmers for the mornings, but everything should be able to fit in here pretty well. We've got a spare tube, I got a saddle cover in case it rains, and a tire lever. And then otherwise, I've got this nifty toolkit I got from ronsbikes.com. My kids gave it to me for Christmas. I got some patches just in case that tube doesn't work out for me. And then all the bits that you need. This cool Chapman tool here. I like this package because you can kind of throw stuff in there and then zip it up like a wallet. And then this is a Gerber dime. I like this because I use the pliers for stuff all the time and it's tiny. So it's got a little knife, but it's mostly for the pliers, just because in case you got a yank on something or whatevs. So that's pretty much the toolkit. You can't travel with CO2. Ask me how I know. We try to do what we can to keep TSA out of our bike boxes. I have this, it's a, I don't know how you say that, Lezine. Do that. And it's got a flexi hose on it. Really like that. And then it's bigger, so it's got more volume for pumping up these fat tires. But makes for a pretty small package. But that'll live in there. And then I have flat pedals on the bike, but I'm gonna wanna clip in. So I'm gonna take these dual-sided pedals just in case I wanna ride around the city or something like that. I can put street shoes on and ride flats. I have this lock. Bike thieves have tools for regular locks, so I figure if you have a goofy lock, it's gonna be more of a deterrent because they don't know how to get through it real quick. I'm not sure. I'll probably be too afraid to be riding around in San Francisco with a fancy bike. I don't want to get stolen. I'll probably lock it in the hotel room. Per the usual. We start by taking the wheels off. These wheels have XTR hubs and Velocity A23 rims. It's only 26-inch road rim I could find. And honestly, I think if I would have used a wider rim, it would be a little bit better. If I don't have enough air in these tires, they kind of want to buckle and fold at high speeds. That's not good. So if you're going to do this, go with a wider rim. Get the quills. Okay, I kind of have this thing shimmed on here. I don't know if I need to take it all the way off, but I'm gonna loosen it just to give it the option of being moved around a little bit. And then my bell marks the stem height, but just to make sure that we get things lined up, I'm gonna mark that with a Sharpie. I'm gonna pack a 6mm for the pedals anyway. So 6mm up here, 6mm here, and then we can get this into a nice, small package. Limited 50 pounds, so I probably won't bring a pedal wrench. I'll just use the 6mm. It's easier to get them off with a pedal wrench, so use it now. I'm generally not concerned with things like this, but maybe it'll make my life a little easier if I mark my seat post with a Sharpie. I'm just gonna go ahead and loosen this now and preemptively loosen this one. And then we're pretty close to trying to finagle this thing into a box. Okay. This thing's been places. It was a randonnier that owned it, so I'm assuming it's been to France. Oh, look at that. Okay. Yeah, it looks like some derailleur gunk here. A bunch of these guys. So we'll just kind of put these wherever we can fit them. Those look like they fit really nice right there. I think this is just, from the hardware store. Looks like that derailleur wants to come off. Oh, that's right. That's a pain in the butt. All right, so my housing isn't long enough on this bike with this big Technomic stem. We're going back up in the stand with it. Okay, so the problem we're having here is everything's loose, right? You pull up on this and we run out of cable. I could re-cable the whole thing, but that means unwrapping the bars, and I mean, what a pain in the ass. But the cable stops here are just a 3mm Allen screw, but the cables are tight right now and the adjusters are tight. So I think what I'm gonna do is pull both barrel adjusters way out or pretty far out and then readjust everything for the bike. And then I can create slack and pop these off and then just pop them on and then bring the things back to tension. We'll be fine. I think, yeah, I have this set up friction anyway, so we're good to go. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put the wheel in and get on that. So we can create slack and pop those off. And they're gonna come off eventually. I just gotta loosen those up. All right, took a little bit of doing, but I got them off. And then we'll just put these screws back for safekeeping. So now, do we have enough slack? God, this is the dumbest stem. Yep, okay, so barely enough slack. Okay, it's not easy, but it works. Doesn't have to be easy. There we go. How big of a problem is that stem being that long? It's a very big problem because now it's in the way of the bag. There we go. Here's the puzzle. Just gotta get the bag out of the way, get the stem underneath, and then get the bars to spin there. I mean, once I get it, it's actually pretty good. You kind of see with that foam right there, it holds everything in place. I should have taken this bag off first. Come on. Oh. Man. There. It's good and greasy. Throw a notice of bag inspection in there just in case they do open it up. Maybe it'll keep them from tearing everything apart. So, that's it for this video. You can tell taking a bike on an airplane is a big pain in the ass. Just don't even do it. There. That'll keep the rear triangle from getting smooshed, but we're gonna need to file that down a little bit. Just put a couple of grooves in here. See if I can get it to squish in there a little better. You get 50 pounds, so you can put your helmet and shoes and everything in here too. I think we go this layer. Take your skewers off, make a little slimmer profile. So you can do something like that. And that's gonna be pretty good. There we go. Yeah, let's just get this thing put together and weighed to know what we're dealing with before, you know, we got to put a bunch of other crap in there too. Well, I think this is going pretty well, folks. Oh my God, traveling with a bike is so much work, just don't even bother. So when your flight's delayed because you're flying out of Wisconsin in the middle of a snowstorm, you can lean this up against something and take a nap. Whew. That was a lot of work, but it should go a lot easier on the other side now that I've done it once. The plan would be to get into town, get to my room, put the bike together, put the box down in the back of the rental car, and the bike will lay on top of the box. And then I won't have to pack it up until the last night or that morning of. But I should probably give myself an hour to do it. Oh man. Okay, I got the scale set up here. Looks like a little more than 45 and a half. So I have like 4.5 pounds. I mean, my shoes and my helmet, right? I don't know if even my whole bike bag, whole get up can get in there, but yeah, we don't want to be over. Yeah, so check this out. That I made. So I ordered some rollerblade wheels off Amazon for like $8. And then I went and got some 5/16 leg screws. And I drilled into this chunk of wood I made.
and there's a washer in there, but those are slicker than snot on a doorknob. And then I was like, I was like, oh, Velcro. And I found this Velcro that's like super sticky, and it sticks great to this vinyl strap and sticks great to this wood. And so I can just strap that on, right? So I got wheels on it now. Huh? I'm a genius. Okay, and then when I get to where I'm going, I can just pop it open and store the wheels inside. Or throw them in my backpack. It kind of depends on how much things weigh once I put a few things in here. So let's do that first. Let's figure this out. I'm using the iPhone here, so sorry about the audio. Here's my bag of goodies. What do I got here? So 6mm for the pedals and stem. And I have my toolkit in there too, so I've got all the other sizes, but I'm grabbing a 3mm for my cable stops. And I think that's probably pretty good. I think I've got a rag in there, and there's some rubber gloves. Okay. And then gloves and helmet. I don't want to put my shoes. Anywhere in here is fine. This stuff. Probably gonna put that stuff in there. So nice. So I'm flying Madison to O'Hare. Kids' school, it's a snow day already. They already canceled it. So I'm flying out early tomorrow morning. It's going to be tricky getting out of O'Hare. You know, when you're from around here, everything goes through O'Hare, and I've been stuck there in snowstorms before. They get flights out. It's amazing. I mean, they have like 50 of these gigantic snowblower truck things. It's nuts what they're able to do. So I'm not that worried about it. And there's got to be a million flights going to San Francisco every day. I don't know. I mean, it can't be that bad, right? Together. Okay. £49, 5 ounces. Under the limit. Driving to the airport in a blizzard. It's just getting started. If it's doing this here, it's probably doing this in Chicago, right? I think we'll have 3 or 4 inches in Chicago at 9 o'clock when the flight takes off. But this isn't bad. We maybe have an inch right now here in Madison. Maybe have 2 on the ground by the time the flight leaves. We'll be all right. Pretty excited. I got my TSA pre-check number this morning when I woke up. So this is my first time through the quick security lines. See how it goes. The gate agent told us to go down to the ticketing counter if we wanted to get our bags off the plane. So I went down there and handed over the ticket for my bike, which was still in the airplane. And then while I was waiting for my bike, the airplane took off. Next thing you know, my bike was at O'Hare and I was on my way home. All right, we got 1 mile to go, nearing whiteout conditions. I feel like I'm getting home just in time. It's pretty bad. Well, here I am back at the airport, and I've got my bike back. It made it all the way to San Francisco and then back through Denver today. And the strap was all off. There's a TSA inspection. I still have never talked, well, yeah, I haven't found anybody being helpful at all. In person, at least. It's just been bad. Let's see if this closes. Yeah, so off we go. And go home and unpack that sucker. So here we are back in the shop. And to be fair, this thing didn't look good when I started. One of these straps in the corners was way off of it. And then this is stuck on it, which isn't the one that I put inside it. So I'm pretty sure they opened this up. And I have no idea what to expect when I open this thing up. So here we go. Yeah, this is all kind of funny. I usually don't shoot these videos with my iPhone, and I am doing that now. And as soon as I get this opened up and we get this footage, then I'm gonna go back, and I've got footage going back days that I gotta find, and I'm gonna edit all of that video while I'm on hold with United to see if I can get some of my money back from this terrible fiasco. Here we go, the moment of truth. Okay. So my little baggage inspection tag. So, okay, so I got a very flat tire here. So that wasn't very flat. So I need a new tube. So that's the first thing. I would have gotten to where I was going and needed to replace the tube. I brought one tube with me. This one still has air in it. So we're good there. Here is this one. It's got some initials on it. It appears that everything is pretty much where I put it. Okay. Not so bad. Oh, here's this. Huh? Doesn't give me any information, just says notice of inspection. So, I don't know, they still opened it up. It's gonna happen. You know, it's important that you pack it so they can get at things. You know, I packed it with the zipper up, you know, so they can just go in here and take a look and go through stuff and, you know, and then put everything back in here. Here's the air tag, so I was able to track it the whole time. I wish I would have screenshotted it. When I woke up this morning and saw that it was in San Francisco and not Chicago, I was like, oh, okay then. And then I did finally get a hold of somebody who was able to reassure me that it was going to end up in Madison. Let's see if looks like that's okay. You know, it's kind of leaning on its crank. It's going to take a big side force to actually bend a crank arm. Might be a good idea to take the crank arms off, or the one that's down, just so that doesn't happen. But yeah, I think I'm okay. So I'm not going to put the whole bike together right now. There she blows. Once you get to your destination, hopefully it's not your home or your bike shop, and you can reassemble the bike. And I would have loved to have been showing you a little video of me reassembling a bike in a hotel room, but safe travels.